Yeah, when you look at the drift, the disaster of this government, the lack of leadership, a lot of people like to mock Donald Trump, but there's something very different about his leadership. I know it's very brash and sometimes erratic and scares me, but he's always testing things. That's the other side. Testing it. Does it work? Can it be better? How can I get a good deal out for my country? Give it a shake. Test everything and do not cower. It's very different, don't you think? I'll give you an example. Trump said to Canada, it was last week, I think, stop drugs coming over your border to the US or I'll smash you with tariffs. Within days, Canada's Prime Minister was in Trump's home for Thanksgiving, but Donald Trump still didn't let up on him.
We are told that when Trudeau told President-elect Trump that new tariffs would kill the Canadian economy, Trump joked to him that if Canada can't survive without ripping off the U.S. to the tune of $100 billion a year, then maybe Canada should become the 51st state and Trudeau could become its governor.
And to Ram at home, Trump posted this picture of him looking over the Canadian real estate. Joining me is Rowan Dean, editor-in-chief of The Spectator Australia and host of Outsiders on Sky News every Sunday at 9 a.m. There is a creativity there to this chaos, isn't there, Rowan? Like, nothing's sacred, everything can be tested. He wants the best deal, always.
Well, Andrew, I'll tell you in a second why Donald Trump is such a genius. But first of all, I'm going to go where Michael Danby did not dare go. I'm going to tear up live on your television show, Andrew, my Labour Party membership. It is gone. The whole lot of it. I know they're going to be upset. They're going to be very disappointed. They'll be begging me to come back. But that's it. I've had enough. Wong and Albanese have finally lost me. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes. But on to Donald Trump.
What are they going to do with the local Labour branch? What are they going to do?
I know. How will they survive without me?
Come anymore.
Andrew, it'll be a disaster. Now, on to Donald Trump. The reason Donald Trump is so successful is because he's not a politician. Now, that might sound odd, seeing as he's won 2 presidential elections. I would argue he might have even won a 3rd, but there you go. That's for another day. But he's not a politician. He's a businessman. And as a businessman... Yeah, he's a businessman who wants to get results that are financially based, where if you're exporting, you sell more than you buy. If you're a trading nation, you trade, you sell and send overseas more than you're bringing in. It's pretty simple. If you're being threatened by another country, you use whatever tools you have at your disposal, preferably not military, to get your way. If it comes to requiring military force, he will use military force, and everybody knows that and appreciates that. But the reason that Donald Trump is so effective is he refuses to play all these politically correct games that the diplomats play at the United Nations, and that all the groups like all the NGOs and others play. Oh, we can't say this and we've got to do that, and the global order and world-based order and all this sort of stuff. He's interested in what is in America's self-interest. And what I would say to Australia, in particular, this, as you said, this completely hopeless government we've got, Australia, unfortunately, has to pick a side. It either has to be on America's side or not on America's side. And the way that this government is going, the Albanese government is going, it is clearly not on America's side. Now, every Australian needs to be really, really concerned about that, because that is not what we were told before the last election. But on every issue, whether it's Israel, whether it's climate change, whether it's energy, everything this Labor Albanese...
There wouldn't be a cigarette paper between the parties on foreign affairs. There wouldn't be, well, now we're seeing it. I mean, it's a disgrace. I've heard people say, oh, well, this is them showing they're independent. It's not independent to be reflexively anti-American and siding with the rabble in the Middle East. That's not independent. That's just, you're still dependent, just, in a different way.